Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Omega channel, and now we would like to talk pro and con about legalized prostitution. In the left side, affirmative group, and the right side, opposite group. So guys, what do you know about prostitution? Prostitution and human trafficking will never stamp out, and no legalized approach to reducing the harm they cause will be perfect. But wholesale discrimination is surely wrong. Discriminating or legalized sex work broadly across the United States could increase protection for the nearly 2 million sex work at risk for abuse and lacking case to work right in the country. Sex work would be able to seek healthy care, have the potential to form labor union, be able to sue for discriminatory and reap other benefit or employment law while working a legal profession. Sex work would also face less violence if they were able to report abuse to police. Second, with discriminalized sex work for workers but not solicitor in 1999. So, no sex work moderate by client between then and 2015. If sex work was legalized, sex work would be healthier and at least risk for sexually transmitted diseases like HIV. Currently, female sex workers are 54 times more likely to contract HIV than the average woman. One study suggests with mathematical modeling that if sex work had access to safer place to work and medical treatment, incidence of the HIV infection in sex work fell between 33% and 46%. So, prostitution should be legal. As a affirmative group, what do you think about legalized prostitution?
Okay, thank you for the time you give for me. I think it should be legal because it would help reduce rapers, human trafficking and mothers. It is also a way for some people who don't have jobs to get one. It would also help to reduce the amount of gang violence because there would be no need for pimp or gang to keep the prostitution safe. While prostitution is illegal in nearly every U.S. state, the practice continues today. According to Associated Content, citing data from Secret Diary of a Call Girl, nearly U.S. $14.5 billion is spent on prostitution every year, and more than U.S. $23 million a year is spent enforcing prostitution laws. So by making it legal to own a brothel, not to prostitute, to run a brothel would cut how much is spent on making sure that it's illegal at all.
I disagree with you. I believe that prostitution should not be legal. Because what? Prostitution comes with a lot of wrong. Murder, drugs, and sex. This should not even be a question. Have sex on your own time, not on the street or in the stranger's car. By legalizing prostitution, you are agreeing to using women and girls as merchandise. Legalizing prostitution will give people an unsafe fallback option and decreases the incentive for post-secondary education and any real With prostitution comes a high risk of exposure to street crimes as well as violence characterized by bodily harm, health hazard, and mental trauma. Prostitution promotes unsafe sex, women inequality, and is overall just immoral. Sex is still primarily an act to make babies. Women are wired to respond to it in such a way, even despite the changing gender rules, unless the prostitution get their tubes tied, there will an explosion of kids born out of this situation. Even if contraception is used properly, and how will this impact their lives? Is this the right step for the next generation?
I do apologize about that because I really disagree about your statement. People have a right to do whatever they want, with their bodies. Who are we to tell others what to do? If you are afraid your spouse will cheat on you, then it is your problem. Why blame the prostitution? And there's our female prostitution too. So this issue has nothing to do with gender. And why it is blamed in immoral? Who gets to decide what's immoral and what's not? No one's forced no one to be a prostitution. Prostitution will be legalized as the human race gets smarter and more logical. It should be legalized because it will reduce crime, improve public health, increase revenue, help people out of poverty, get prostitution off the streets, and allows consenting adults to make their own choices. They count that prostitution is victimless crime, especially in the 12 Nevada countries where it remains legal.
No, I don't think prostitution should be legalized. It's a disgraceful thing to do for money. Prostitution should be legalized. It is a shameful way to make a living, and it can be reduced to individuals if they are exposed for using prostitutes. If women or men want to sell their sexual service to other people, it should remain the dark and unsavory business it is now. Not legalized, it makes it more acceptable. Legalized prostitution would be bad in many ways. Too many young women would see this as a way to earn a living, and when they get older, they will be without skills, except for sex, and the fact is anyone can do that. The moral fabric of society is already rotting. A wife already has to worry about her husband cheating. Making this legal is not only wrong but immoral. If someone wants to be immoral, they should have a legal right to do so. Would you want your daughter to think of this profession? Because if it's made legal, it could become as normal as working as a secretary. If a woman wants to immoral and a man wants to be immoral, then both should suffer the consequence of the law it counts.
So, as a concluder, I can summarize that prostitution and human trafficking will never be stamped out, and no legal approach to reducing the harm they cause will be perfect. But wholesale discrimination is surely wrong. The way to solve our problem is not to protect the very people who case in. Not in the district and not anywhere else in the world.